So here's a question for you. Do you have debts? Student debts, money you owe? Basically, are you in a position where there's money you have to pay back to people, to banks, to institutions, and that's going to take you a while. It's a lot of money. And I assume that you do if you're watching this because you clicked on the title, clicked on the video. Essentially, it's a problem that a lot of people have in this day and age. And what I want to do is talk about how you can use teaching English abroad, specifically Vietnam in this case, to actually get rid of that debt and not only get rid of it, but do something really adventurous and exciting and make a difference while you're doing it at the same time, instead of being stuck in, say, a cubicle job. A lot of people who come out through Ninja Teacher, our company that helps people start teaching English in Vietnam, say one of the reasons they do it is to save money. And a lot of the time they also have student debt. And this isn't the only reason. A lot of people want to go on an exciting adventure, they want to do something different with their lives, they want to see new places, and those are all great reasons. Helping out the education industry is a big thing. It's really important for people to learn English out here, so people feel like they're doing something worthwhile too. But something that happened today to me, it's a Saturday here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and I went to an event that was run by our partner, who actually we work in conjunction with to issue our TESOL certificate. And he was giving a talk to a group of Vietnamese people about a number of different things, but essentially the thing that I got out of it, which was really interesting, this was to do with market trends. That's what the talk was on. And a big thing that he pointed towards was the US debt calculator. And you can find it online. I think if you just Google US debts calculator, the first results will give you the debt clock, I think it's called, which looks pretty scary when you have a look at it. It's a lot of big numbers. So this is for the US specifically, and there's one section that shows that people in the US have $69,000 in debt per citizen. That is a lot of money. And the total debt owed is something like 19 trillion US dollars. So that's just people, what people owe. And divided it amongst people individually, we're looking at about, $69,000 in debt per person. 19 or 20 trillion, I think it's about 12 zeros. 19 and then 12 zeros, so you can get a sense of how big that number is. Sometimes when you just hear it, you don't really understand how big that number is. And you can look at the big total, but at the same time you can just look at what that means for each individual person, and it's about $60,000 debt. And obviously some people have more than that, because not everyone has that much debt, and some people have less. But I think for the most part, people want to get out of that debt. Of course, you want to get rid of it, but at the same time, you don't want to be stuck in a job you don't enjoy just trying to get rid of your debt, because then what's the point? You spend all this money going to college, getting a university degree, you've got crazy student loans, and then you just get a job that you don't enjoy to pay back the loans. So it's just this horrible cycle. Why would anyone want to be in that cycle, especially if it's a career that they never really wanted to do? A lot of degrees nowadays don't actually prepare you for a job, and therefore you're kind of stuck in this position where you're doing something you don't want to do. Now, if you come out to Vietnam to teach English as an alternative to getting a career in the US or whatever country you're in, then you can actually do something very different and interesting for, say, a few years of your life. It doesn't have to be forever. And with that, you can actually pay off those debts while you're traveling, living in a new country, getting these amazing experiences under your belts. And you can come out to a place like this. You know, I'm in this little alley here. Guy's just spitting off his bike. And you know, it's just down this little alley. But as you saw from the clips that I would have spliced in earlier, there's also a very modern aspect to Ho Chi Minh City. You know, this is just kind of like a fun little interesting alley, but it is also a very developed city, and there's a lot going on. There's amazing nightlife and cafes and bars and stuff. And if you've watched my videos on how much you can earn, you'll know that you're looking at about $1,200 to $2,000 per month is a pretty normal range for teaching only 15 to 25 hours per week. So if you want to teach more than that, you can actually earn more because you usually get paid by hour. And then in terms of living expenses, you can live very well and very comfortably on $1,000 or less, quite a lot less too if you are smart about how you spend your money. So you can live off like $600 if you want to, if you live in a shared house with some friends and you know you're eating local food and stuff like that. But even $1,000 per month, you're making a really good amount of money to be living a great lifestyle. So if you take those two things in hand and you come out to teach in Vietnam for a couple of years, you can actually save enough money to get out of the majority of your debt. And not only that, but you're doing something really cool in the meantime. You know, you're living in a new country, you're doing things that you wouldn't otherwise have done. You know, I've seen so many people come out to Vietnam that totally didn't regret the decision. I mean, that's kind of describing it in a negative way, but actually just like really freaking love the experience here. You know, you can just have such a good time. Like this evening, I might go watch the Saigon basketball team play. They're called Saigon Heat, and that's a fun thing to do. And hello. So anyway, without going on too long about this topic, teaching English is a thing that you can do. You can come out to Vietnam within a few months of deciding that this is something you want to do. You can be out here and then get a job, earn a salary, and save some money towards what you want to keep doing. And that's a pretty awesome thing, I think, and that's why we are always excited about having people come out through our programs to teach English in Vietnam. So if that's something you think might be the way to go for you, to do something that will slowly work away your debts, get rid of that, live a lifestyle that's exciting and fun, and do some good, teach some kids how to speak English and make money at the same time, then this is a pretty cool opportunity. So these guys here having some fun, and this is like a cool game. We call it hacky sack in South Africa, but it's kind of like hacky sack, except it's more of a, what's that game? It's got like a little thing on the end that slows it down a bit. So anyway, that's it from me, Alex from Ninja Teacher, signing out. Stay tuned for more videos about teaching English and life in Vietnam, and I will talk to you very soon. Peace.